Hello and welcome to Words Worth Saying, where people share their life lessons, things that they would like to pass on to particular things that they would like to share either with the wider world or people they care about. Today I have with me Emily Culverhouse. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming to share your two special life lessons with me. So to begin with, I would just like to ask you a little bit about yourself. Tell us about Emily.
Oh, well, you probably noticed this rather large necklace around my neck.
Yes.
I'm presently the Mayor of Chesham. I say Chesham.
I noticed.
So I just want to put that out there to begin with. I come from a very long line of people called Culverhouse who've been resident in Chesham. Certainly, apparently there's a large amount of us in 1704 when the records were recorded at Parish Church, St Mary's, but I'm told with family history we go back significantly longer than that. Gosh. And as a lot of people from the area know, that the town used to be called Chesham,
yes,
back when the martyrs were about, and then became a softer S, Chesham. And I do know that my grandparents and great-grandparents would turn in their respective graves if I habitually called it Chesham, although I equally understand that things grow and change and language develops, and it will probably be Chesham in years to come forever, but I think that's a shame.
But it actually is the hamlet on the chest, isn't
Absolutely,
it? Which is where it gets its name from.
Partly that. I've always heard two stories. It's that one and Chesham, of course, which was the very historic name. So that was a very soft as well. Okay. But Amersham is still Amersham.
Yes.
That's not Amersham, it's Amersham. I don't know why, but there we are, yeah. People, I think, coming into Chesham for the first time saw an S and an H together and made sh. So there it is.
Yes, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
And who is it that you would like to pass these Words Worth Saying, your life lessons on?
Well, anyone that cares to listen, obviously. But I have some wonderful nieces and nephews, and they are probably the people that I would want to pass these on to, mainly because the lessons I'm about to impart came from their grandparents.
Okay.
My mum and dad, respectively. One from mum, one from dad.
Oh, how lovely.
So their grandparents.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so, fire away. What is your first life lesson?
It's hard to know which order to put them in. They're both extremely important, but I'm going to start with mum's because it's a mantra that I keep with me all the time. And she'd be surprised to know, I think. As a little girl, she would frequently say to me, if in doubt, don't. And actually, it's right. And I've learned that it's correct. And if there's anything that you're not sure if you should be doing, or a decision you need to be making, if in doubt, don't. And I've learned it both the right way and the wrong way. And it's given me pause for thought, and I've passed it to other people who say, oh, I really don't know if I ought to be doing such and such, whatever that is. And I frequently say to them, if you're not sure, don't do it. Or wait a while until you know whether you're sure about it.
Yes, so it's not just about simply don't do it, but it's stop a moment, have a little bit of reflection.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Before you leap in. Lots of people are headstrong and will just go for, I want to do such and such. And actually, if you really want to do it, do it. That's another lesson that's possibly, not in my two, but if you want to go for it, then go for it. Absolutely. But if you're not sure, don't do it.
Okay. So, a little bit of reflection needed with those big decisions. Don't necessarily go leaping in if you don't have a certainty about it.
Absolutely.
It's actually a really nice lesson as well, because it means you're kind of allowing people to take a breath. Don't feel you have to make a decision immediately. If you're not sure, take a breath and have a think.
And as I say, if you're not sure, then don't.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
you can change your mind later on.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. We do worry about making the right decision, and that's that.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So what is your lesson number 2?
My other lesson, it was hard to decide how to impart this one. So I went back to lessons Dad taught. Dad would frequently sing me a song. I'm habitually grumpy in the mornings. And he would frequently sing me a song called Smiling Faces Always Find a Welcome. That's why everybody learns to smile. It's an old wartime song. I have found it on Google and iTunes, that sort of thing.
Are you going to sing it?
Smiling faces always find a welcome. That's why everybody learns to smile. No matter, etc., etc. I don't know if that's right, but that's how Dad sang it to me. He'd wake me up in the mornings and he would frequently sing his war songs to us. Wow. And we lost him almost 20 years ago now. Gosh. Yeah, 99, so 18 years ago. My maths is shocking. Yeah, about that. But that's always remained with me. But it goes further than that. It's not just go around smiling all the time. You'd look like a bit of a loon if you did that. Yes. But when I was thinking about what lesson to impart, my first thought was treat everybody with respect. And that's everybody. In my introduction I mentioned I was Mayor of Chesham. I'm also a barrister. And I go to courts around the land and have been to many. And I was taught fairly early on that make friends with the usher in the court, especially if you're in a hurry, because you're likely to get caught on first and out of there quickly. So I've always made a point of learning people's names if that's somewhere I go regularly, because it's really important to them that they think that you know what their name is. And I frequently glance at their name badge if they're wearing one to remind myself of what their names are, simply because my memory has become more shocking the older I get. But it's that sort of thing. So the usher of the court, who is frequently treated with no respect whatsoever, it's really important. So, good morning, how are you? I'm so-and-so, I'm here to represent such and such. And smile. And people have said to me, it's always such a pleasure to see you because you're always smiling. Yeah. I'm not, by the way. Yeah. I'm frequently grumpy as I was back then when Dad sang to me. But it's got to be genuine. I was going to say it's a veneer. It's not. It's got to be a genuine smile. You've got to be pleased to see these people, but be pleased to see them. Yeah. Whoever they are, they're important. Yeah. They're important to somebody. And themselves, and actually they're important to everybody, because whatever job they're doing, if they're standing there in the pouring rain trying to sell you a poppy or homeless charity, that sort of thing, smile at them. They don't want to be sitting in the rain. Smile at them. You might not want to give them any money, but smile at them and say good morning. And that actually goes such a long way. And since I've been mayor, again, people have said, we so appreciate you being here. Why? It doesn't matter. But it really matters to them. It does. And you learn that it matters to them. In that case, it matters. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a really important lesson. It can open so many doors for you as well, selfishly. Yeah. So back to the being nicer to the ushers, if there are any ushers watching, by the way. I like you as well. But it's much easier getting what you want by asking nicely and politely and smiling and being friendly than being grumpy and demanding. Absolutely. So, to my nieces and nephews, if you're stamping your feet on the ground and getting cross, just pause a minute and smile sweetly and say, please, can I have such and such? And you're more likely to get it that way than by screaming and shouting and demanding it. So thanks, Dad. But that was...
so the lesson, the actual words of the lesson...
I think it's tough, as I say. I think it's got to be treat everybody with respect, whoever they are, and a smiling face.
Yeah,
smile at them.
Yeah, that's lovely. Do you know there's actually scientific research also that shows that when we smile, chemically our bodies respond to that. So even if we are feeling miserable, so in your grumpy moments,
I think
take your father's advice and smile. And actually it shoots endorphins around your body.
Yes.
So it can affect us, even smiling at ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thinking of another, one of these little sayings that we see, and again it's one that I've always thought of, is if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours.
Oh, lovely.
And it's such an easy thing to do.
That is so lovely.
And I like that. And if it's a genuine smile, it goes to the eyes.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
many times people will bare their teeth and they think it's smiling, and it really isn't. that isn't what I'm talking about.
So,
it's a smile.
Uh-huh.
Breath and a smile, and it goes such a long way.
Yeah. Well, Emily, thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure.
So your first lesson was...
If in doubt, don't.
And your second lesson...
Smile.
Thank you so much. So now you know 2 lessons from Emily Culverhouse. If in doubt, don't. And smile. Thank you, Emily.
Pleasure.